Okay, so guys, hear me out for just 1 sec before I start the video, okay? So yeah, this campaign was originally streamed, and I've begun streaming a lot recently, and I found it very fun. But I'm planning on streaming a bit on Twitch now going forward, so if you want to see me stream more Victoria 2 or other Paradox games, then please click the link in the description below and follow me on Twitch, and I'll stream there. And yeah, I'll see you there. Please enjoy the video. Bye. And well, there you guys have it. So that was our Siamese Empire in Victoria 2. There are definitely some things that I could have done better, but I've never played as an uncivilized nation, or to be honest, even an Asian nation in Victoria 2, so you'll have to accept it for what it is. But I think we did pretty good considering the circumstances. But we did actually manage to civilize by 1863, which is pretty soon into the game, as I understand. And after that we actually managed to climb the ranks pretty quickly, although we did find ourselves stuck as a secondary power. Although we were at a brief point in time hovering over 9th and 10th place, so we were not far from becoming a great power. But then in the end, Mexico and Canada way surpassed us in terms of industry. Mostly because they get a ton of immigrants who are craftsmen and laborers who will instantly get jobs, while we ourselves had to make sure that our population actually became laborers. We had to make them laborers, which was a bit more difficult to do. But beyond that, we do actually have some craftsmen and some clerks, most of them in Ayutthaya and our more industrialized provinces. The fact of the matter is that since we are a colonial empire, most of our population is actually not situated in our core territory, being Thailand and the surrounding regions, but rather they are situated here in Guangdong or East Canton and Java, which you can see pretty clearly just looking by the culture of our empire. So a hefty 30% of our population are Javan, and another good 14% are Filipino, 30% are Vietnamese, and then some good 10% are Chinese. Well above Thai, which is like one of the smaller culture groups in our empire. But it is the only accepted culture, unfortunately, which makes it so that getting craftsmen and other people working is hard. If we could, then we would probably be a great power by now, but things were not meant to be. If only we could manage to pass through this great Malaysia decision, but I am not quite sure. Johor, for all core provinces, must be owned. I'm not quite sure what Johor is. I mean, we got Johor's Baru here, but it's a part of Siamese Malaya. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're asking for. I'll have to take a look at the decision. Maybe we'll try forming Malaysia another time. But yeah, so we're currently stuck as a secondary power, but we did quite good, considering all the circumstances. We have a pretty nice military, the 9th largest in the world. Not too far behind the American military, actually. Which is very nice. We're like... We almost have a military the size of Russia, which is very good, considering all things. But yeah, our population on the other hand is very, very large, over 100 million. Of course, you have to take into consideration that most of those are in the colonies, as I said. A lot of them are in East Canton. You can see here, Siamese East Canton, 3.5 million. Although we got a good 1.1 million in Ayutthaya, which is core Thailand. We got a lot of immigrants here. We got Shan, I guess Shan is Burmese, and then Ju, which are Chinese, Other, and Lao. Isan is the second largest. Okay, that's nice. Oh no, it's kidding. These are all our core provinces, which are not colonies. When we get to colonies, we got West Java with 5.7.6 million. That is a lot. Same goes with East Java, Luzon, Tonkin, Annam, Sumatra, Cochin China. They are large provinces, very large provinces. I think you get the drift. But yeah, so that is Siam for you, pretty much. Well, what's happening in the rest of the world, I bet you're wondering. So let's actually take a look at that. So China is a mess. They have entered the warlord era, which means that it's broken up in all sorts of ways. We got a fascist dictatorship here in China, but it's being beaten by nationalist China right now. I think, yeah. Although they have way more troops than nationalist China. Not sure if they have just not been able to mobilize their forces or what is going on. Something weird's happening, but okay. And also we got the DPRK, and they actually control North Korea, mostly with Pyongyang. It would be nice if Japan only controlled like the southern parts of Korea, to really make it so that it's actually the DPRK. And beyond that we got the Republic of Japan. A lot of weird things have happened in Asia. A Republic in Japan. The DPRK, and then we also have a proletarian dictatorship Burma. But beyond that, Asia is rather okay, I guess. British India is still a thing, although they have lost control over Jodhpur somehow. Not quite sure why or how. As well as Wittenbar. Or maybe they have actually... No, the most other nations seems to be satellites, okay. I'm not quite sure. I'm not following along. But Britain did good. Britain did very good. As you can see in Africa. They control like almost everything. And what they don't control are for the most part colonies. But yeah, that's a thing. I almost forgot. We actually own, or rather control, one little tiny colony here, Varsangali, which is a satellite state of ours. I conquered this just because I could, and I thought the meme Somalia, Siamalia was fun. Someone suggested that in chat while we were playing, and I liked it. So that's why we got Somaliland. There's actually quite a few Thai people here. Cool. 30% Thai, 9% Thai. Nice, that's cool. And then French Africa, and then Europe is like pretty normal for the most part. It looks kind of weird here where Russia actually conquered Galicia, Lodomeria, and yeah, Albania is very, very big, apparently. Although they have no troops, no industry, no prestige. I'm not sure why or how, but okay. Fine by me. They're fighting the Serbs over something. And what may that be? Serb liberation of Southern Serbia, okay. But the Serbs have no troops. Weird. Very weird. But okay, that's Europe and Africa for you. Let's take a look at the New World. So we have British Canada, pretty normal. The United States, also pretty normal. Nothing too wacky. it's worth mentioning that we are in the United States sphere, and we have been the entire game. So we are pretty good friends with the United States, which is rather nice. Mexico is Mexico, nothing too out of the ordinary. Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, all the good ones. And then we had the normal Argentina bug, where they get into a war with Corrientes for the entire game. I'm not sure why or how, but it has been going on the entire game, and it basically made it so that Argentina does nothing. It just sits there. And instead we have this weird abomination. Bolivia controlling... Their capital is here, in what is actually Bolivia, and then they control southern Argentina and parts of Chile. I'm not sure how or why, but it's a thing, apparently. And yeah, I really don't know what to make of it. It's weird, it's really weird. And then there are quite a few dictatorships in South America, apparently. Sure, I guess why not. But other than that, Europe seems to be doing pretty fine, actually. Germany is a republic, but other than that, most nations actually retained their monarchies. The exception being Spain. But otherwise we got a constitutional monarchy, the UK, as well as France. The Ottoman Empire is still an absolute monarchy. So yeah, pretty normal, actually. But yeah, so let's start off by actually looking at the trade. So what's going on with the world economy? A lot of things. So we're actually top for exported goods. Let's see a look here. Okay, we're actually exporting a lot of steel, apparently. We're the world's 4th largest producer of steel. How much is that actually in terms of... Okay, 6%, that's okay. I guess tobacco or rubber, pretty good portion. Tropical wood, yes, absolutely. And also oil, we are making a lot of oil. Or maybe not that much. I guess we can't really compete with Mexico and the UK. But we do have some oil in Borneo, or not Borneo, Sumatra. We do not control Borneo. But yeah, we're also making fuel on the other end. And there we're actually pretty compatible, as we are the 2nd largest producer of fuel in the world. What do we make beyond that, though? I guess tobacco. Yeah, we're a pretty large producer. 18% of the world's production of tobacco. That's cool. We make a few tanks, not a lot. Small arms, yeah, some small arms. Yeah, it's a pretty normal industry, all in all. In other news, we also have news. Our politics are pretty weird in a bunch of ways. So we have done some major reforms in terms of schooling and healthcare, which have increased education efficiency and population growth. But beyond that, we have actually not pushed through a lot of reforms. We do have unlimited work hours and no safety regulations, and child labor is only restricted, not illegal. And we do not have full democracy. It's a semi-constitutional monarchy, so we're halfway between an absolute monarchy and a democracy. And we have had to put down all the rebellions because of that. But it did give us quite a good Argo output in terms of steel and iron and stuff like that, so I think it was somewhat worth it, and we did get really the only reforms that are like really valuable in my mind is school system and healthcare, because school system increases education efficiency, as I said, increases literacy, and healthcare increases the population, and those are like the main things you need if you want a big, large, functional economy. The rest of the stuff, they are not like absurdly necessary. They do increase the wealth of the pops, which can like create some sort of domino effect where the money they produce go back into the economy, but I felt that it was pretty okay. We can be a bit of a totalitarian state, that's okay in my books. But yeah, so diplomacy, I think, may be rather interesting. So the United States at the very top, followed by the UK, Germany, Austria-Hungary, France, Russia, the Netherlands, Japan. And then we have as secondary powers, we have Mexico, Canada, us in 11th place. Then of course China, Portugal, Switzerland, Italy, Sweden. And the Ottomans are not even a secondary power anymore. That's interesting. But, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's actually resign here. Take a look at this leaderboard here for a while. So it may be worth noting that our literacy is pretty high actually in our core provinces. It's only 55 because we recently conquered Java and East Canton, which make up a very large portion of our population. So it's... how would you put it in words? It's very, very diverse. It's not quite equal. Some provinces are very literate, while some are not so literate. But yeah, that's our nation. It's a colonial empire, what do you expect? But yeah, I'm rather satisfied with the campaign. I would like to do it again, if anything, just to see if we can do things better. But all in all, it was a good run, I think. I am pretty satisfied with the results. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a pleasure doing this, and as I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to see me actually play Victoria 2 live, then please check me out at Twitch. I have a link below in the description below, and yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.